Hello and welcome everyone. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right-hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a word and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, I think we're live. Are we there? Are we live? Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Hey, Margie, in case you didn't know, I have put brown paper
over that glass mat you sent me because I haven't made it to the store yet to buy some white fabric, like for lining the inside of a jacket maybe, because I've been reading of how to make a diffuser because the lights are reflecting in the black glass. So anyhow, I just wanted you to know that it's there. I'm using it. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Giovanna, Lori, Connie, Robin, of course, Margie. And let's see, who else do I see in here? Oh, Sheila. Hello, Sheila. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you hanging out with me here today. Hey, if you give me a chance or could do me a favor, please share this video with others. That's how I get found, is by kind of word of mouth. So if you could share it, especially if you enjoy it, maybe that'll cause some of your friends to come hang out with us too. Hey, Ashley, that's my daughter. I was just thinking of you. I was going to send you a text message yesterday saying, I'm just thinking of you. So I was thinking of you yesterday. And I believe you've got a birthday coming up in a month. All right, so today we're going to revisit what we did last week, which was making these little, I call them a journal folio. They're mixed media. I'm using some of my gel prints. Hey, Julie. I'm using some of my mixed media papers that I made by doing direct to paper. My hands are filthy. Can you tell I've been playing already today? And let's see, some of my digital downloads. By the way, those of y'all that are donators here on YouTube, if you haven't already created an account on my website at lindaisrael.com, please do so, because I just uploaded 3 different digital downloads. I've got ink all over me that are free to those of you who donate. Okay, aren't the unicorns cute? So this is an image from Calico Collage, and basically what I've done is done some Franken page type concept where we use pieces, and then we or I say we. I always say we when I'm the one doing all the stuff. Y'all are just here cheering me on. We made pockets on the inside. I grabbed a few random papers. We made some journal cards. So I thought we'd just kind of continue on. Pardon me. I'm still kind of have some congestion. Mainly I feel like it's just allergies, because I keep I'll get all nice and clear, and then I'll start sneezing. So it's crazy. So the unicorns are a standalone, like, artist trading card size, Lori. There's 9 images that you can choose from. I have requested that Norella make a kit with these unicorns. Maybe somebody send her a message, say, hey, Linda's talking about you. That she was going to make it somewhat like the Amarillo Rose kit. You know how that has a lot of collaged papers in it? In fact, I may have some right here. I had one. Here's one of the pages. So it's just kind of overall collage. And I said, well, wouldn't that look really cute? I'm going to get one of them. If she did this same setup, I got some of these images, and then just kind of planted a unicorn image here and there. Wouldn't that be gorgeous just to have those in there? She was worried because these images that she got, they're antique, vintage, and they're not very big, so the resolution wouldn't be very good to blow them up for pages. But I think doing something like that would be gorgeous. And if she doesn't get it done soon, I may end up making my own by collaging it over. Hey, Ruby Lily, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I thought we would start off today with doing some stenciling. I need mop-up papers, or I want mop-up papers. Is that the same thing? Maybe, I don't know. So I thought, well, if I showed you, okay, I'm trying to get organized here. If I showed y'all some of my mop-up paper ideas, you could see where you could just transform copy paper. You could also do this on book pages. Maybe you don't want plain old book pages. In fact, I pre-cut some book pages, so maybe we'll use some of those. Yeah, the smaller ephemera is a lot of fun. I like the little bit. So she's got a kit where you can do the smaller. And remember, when you print those, you can tell your printer to print them smaller. Whenever I do it, I go through Windows Explorer and I right click on the file and I hit print. And then my printer options come up as if I'm printing photographs. And it gives you options to choose full 8.5 by 11, 8 by 10, 5 by 7, 4 by 6, 3 by 5. And so I'll take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and tell it to print it as a 5 by 7. So it'll essentially reduce those images by 50%. And if you go to the 3 by 5, they'll make them even smaller. So if you're a person that loves the different sizes, but you only get one size in a digital download, we'll print it different sizes. Okay, you like this rose? This is called the ribbon rose stencil. It's a stencil that I hand drew a while back, and I keep forgetting to use it. It's a lot of fun to gel print with this, as well as use it for this, which would be kind of a direct to paper. So I've got a couple of colors of Tattered Angels that I laid out here. I've got some purples and I've got some teals. I'm just going to lay these all out so I know what I grabbed. I got a blue here. What else do I have? I thought I saw... Oh, there we go. All right, so I've got... this is Pop Rocks, which reminds me, I need to go in my shop and take out of my inventory one of these because I only had 2 of the fully purple in my shop, and now I have 1 because I went and stole it because I didn't have any. Okay. A smaller ephemera, a book of smaller. Yeah, gotcha, Margie. I'll tell her that. Maybe she can grab. I know she has some things she's already put into a book. I believe she's got a whole series of what she's called Victorian animals that I think all go together. So maybe she'll make a book out of those. So I've got the fully purple, and I've shook it up. You want to make sure there's not any mica in the bottom. This is brand new, so I hadn't used it yet. And I've got Artsy Cherry. I'm trying to think what this is close to. It's not as dark as Black Cherry, but it's a deep pink. So if you don't have the Artsy Cherry Tattered Angels kit, I do have a few of those left in my shop. All right, I think that looks good. And I think I want just a little bit. This is Dancing Dragonflies, which I think sold out. But it's kind of similar to Curious. Maybe, I don't know if I have this color. Another one is called Jack Frost. All right, so I've got a book page that I'm going to lay on top. I'm going to lay it somewhat in the center because it's not perfect, but close enough. Okay, I just had a whole stack of copy paper. There they are. That got covered up. All right, so I'm going to grab a piece of copy paper and lay that over the top and smooth that out. And it's going to pick up the Tattered Angels around the outside edge. Now, I use a box just to keep from getting spray all over my desk. You don't have to use one. All right, so I'm going to spray a little bit of Pop Rocks on the back and a little bit of the Dancing Dragonflies Blue Water. It kind of squirted, but that's okay. Maybe a little bit of the Dancing Dragonflies color. Okay, I like that. I'm going to use my heat tool and dry it just real quick, just so it's not sopping wet. Okay. Alrighty. Norella has created a bunch of those printed books that you can get on Amazon, and I think she's adding new ones all the time. All right, so here's what it looks like just a little bit around the edge. So you kind of get a journal page, if you will, that you'll be able to use. You can fold this in half. You can add more embellishments to it. I'm just going to set this aside for now. Now let's pick up this page and see how that looked. Isn't that pretty cool? I may go ahead and spritz it a couple of times on the back. There, just adding a little bit of color to the back of the book page. Now you could stencil on both sides if you want. And I know this is wet, so I'm just going to set it up here out of the way. And then here is the copy paper. Look how that turned out with the colors in it. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm going to flip it over and spritz the back side a little bit. Maybe a little bit of the turquoise. And then just kind of dry it just a smidge. Well, I just did one book page. Thank you, Julie. Okay, so there is copy paper. I'm going to set this over here out of the way. I like to do a bunch of those in advance so they can be drying. All right, so Lori wants some book pages, so I've got a couple more book pages that I've set aside here. So I'm going to lay down, this is the Super Cute Heart stencil. Super Cute Heart stencil. So I'm going to stick with the same color theme because that's kind of what I've done on my mixed media papers. So if you don't have a lot of blank paper, but you have a lot of copy paper, book pages, you can mop up with book pages. So I'm going to lay that on top. Okay, and I'm just going to spray the back side of this just a little bit with a couple of different colors and dry it just a little bit. Oh, if I need book pages, could I use some book pages? I apologize. You know, I use book pages all the time, so if you have a stack of them that you don't want, sure, send them my way. I can use them. I had a friend on Facebook contact me. She sent me a bunch of, I think it's Spanish, pages out of a book. She loved the cover of the book that it was in, so she just gutted it. And she was like, well, I don't know what to do with these pages because they're foreign. And I'm like, oh, I love using foreign text because you don't have to worry about what it says unless you send it to somebody that speaks that language. So here is what it looks like when you mop up the book page. So we've got this one and this one. So I'm just going to lay that over there. Here's where we went through the stencil. I'm going to go ahead and spray the back side of this one. Maybe a little bit of the, I'm dropping stuff. Dragonfly. Okay, dry it just a little bit. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. It is super cute, isn't it, Lori? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want a couple more plain papers. So I'm going to lay another copy paper in my box. And what other stencil do I have here? I don't think I need the Christmas stencils. Those should go back up here. And, oh, I have this one. I like this one a lot. This is my little daisies stencil that I drew. I do have some new rubber stamps that I made, designed. I haven't gotten them uploaded to my website yet, but I hope to do that tomorrow. I will have a recorded video next Monday because I'm going on vacation again. I know, I just got back from one. But Henry scheduled this a year ago, and we got an opportunity to go for New Year's, so we went. And so now this is our normally scheduled vacation. And we've got another one scheduled for September. They're already paid. We pay for them well in advance, so we don't have to worry about finding how much money to set aside for the vacation. It's already paid for. You like it? All right. Just drying it just a little bit before I pick it up. Oh, I know, Julie. I am taking a can of aerosol disinfectant and some disinfectant wipes so that when we get to our room, the first thing we're going to do, did I even show that one very long? The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to spray down every surface in our room right when we walk in. And that way, that'll be started. And then when we go to eat, there's a public dining area that we go to, and they're linoleum, not formica tables, I guess you could say. And so we'll wipe those down before we use that to eat. All right, so there was that. And there was this one. You see the little dots. I don't know, sometimes I like the mop-up over the actual sprayed through stencil. Add a little bit more. And let's do blue water. Okay, dry it. Yeah, so that's the plan anyway. I think we both came home either with a severe cold or the flu. Neither one of us went to the doctor. Henry was sicker than I was. Mine was just all head congestion. It was no fun. This time, Cozumel and Playa de Maya and their private island. I had to think about where we were going. I think it's the Playa de Maya and the private island. But I'm not positive. I may be wrong. It may just be Cozumel and Playa de Maya. Not anything fancy. We just go because I like the beach, and I'll go sit in the shade where I can see the ocean. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3. I only have 3 there, so I needed some more. So, oh, I have this one. I have the, this is the Bella Rose stencil. I think that's right. It was in the Bella Rose kit. I sold out of that kit. I need some more copy paper. So now that's a standalone stencil that you can buy in the shop. You don't have to buy the full kit. If you didn't get that kit and you want the stencil, that is how you can get it. All right, so now I'm sticking with the same color scheme because that's what my outsides are predominantly, are these colors. Sunscreen and a big hat. Yep, that's what I do. I put on a hat. I have sunscreen. I wear a long sleeve shirt and I wear long pants to go swimming. I would love to go back to the 1800s where the women wore basically head to toe swimwear. Watch for pirates. I could go back to then because I would be perfectly fine with being all covered up. I don't have to be out there in a string bikini. Thank you very much. The pirates have to watch out for us. All right, we're mopping this one up. Going to Florida in April for the week. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Oh. We were in Key West on our last cruise one day and walked around, went down to the ocean and walked around the pier. and then stopped at a place to eat, and then went back to the ship. Oh, I did walk all the way to the most southern point of the continental USA. Yeah, I burn really easily too, Ashley, so you got that for me. I was going to see if I could find, I haven't even posted these photos online. Like, here is a sunset. Let me turn it, will it go this way? Yeah. There was a sunset. And then this was at the private beach. So this is my long pants, and I took my hat off because I'm actually in the shade, but my feet were in the sun, and I had a strip that was about 2 inches wide of my ankles that weren't covered. So I put my hat down there. But this is where we sat looking out at the water. It was really pretty. And here's a sunset image. I was trying to see. Oh, and then here we are at the southernmost point of the continental USA is what they call it. I took a picture. A lot of people were having to wait in line for like 30 minutes to stand right in front of it. So I went across the street. There wasn't any people, and I just held my phone up and took a picture. You see me wearing my hat. There it is, the whole, see all those people? This kept going that way forever and ever and ever. And this was towel critters that are left on our bed. So that's just a few things that we do. I don't take a lot of pictures anymore unless it's just something significant. Okay, what do you think of that mop-up paper? I love the roses. Okay, that turned out pretty. All right, so I'm going to flip it over, spray the other side. Give it a little bit of color. We both burn and freckle, so we cover up. You got to do it. A cruise last August. I think it was August. Yes, we went to a beach in the Bahamas, and I kept putting sunscreen on, but I still got sunburned, and Henry got burnt because he never put any sunscreen on. He said he thought he put some on. So the last time I was like, put some sunscreen on. Here it is. He got burnt pretty bad. Okay, that one's pretty. It never tans. If I do it gradually, like when I'm working out in my yard and I only spend 20, 30 minutes in the full sun and come back in, I don't burn right away if I keep wearing sunscreen, but I'll start to just get a little bit of color. But mainly I stay pale. Pale, pale, pale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good, I think. I got 5 pages. I've made 3 or 4 of these booklets. So I make mop-up papers to have those handy. Oh, I should have sprayed these, so I may do those real fast just because I did the others. So let's find another stencil. How about, oh, I like this set for some reason is one of my favorites. This is from the April Artistic Stencil Club. And I like this one, so we're going to start with that one. Actually, I only need one, so we're just going to do the one. Put that in there, and let's spray it. Give it a little bit of color. And a little bit of the... You got to remember to shake them up if you set them down, because that mica will settle. All right, let's mop this up. And I'll spray this side just a little bit. Okay, try to put away some of my tattered angels so I don't have too many things on my desk. Okay, dry it just a smidge. Yeah. Oh no, it was only 7. Oh, I bet. That's terrible, Robin. Oh. By the summer, in the summer, you look Hispanic. Yeah, I have to use 100% SPF too. Okay, so here it is, mopped up. Still wet, so I'm just kind of gently putting it aside. Grab this one, put it back in my stencil folder. I'm going to flip this over and spray the backside just a smidge. This one's almost empty, so I'm down to the bottom of the dredges inside. I think that one's dried up. Let's do, oh, here we go. That'll work. And a little bit of purple. Okay, that'll work. So I'm gonna set these aside and dry that. And let's put up my, I'm gonna kind of let my, usually I could be able to balance it, but it doesn't want to do that today. Okay, so just kind of hitting the box and kind of going like that. Don't bump it. All right, putting that over here. Put up my pinks and my purples. I recycled boxes that I got my HP ink in and turned them into little boxes to hold my tattered angels. And that way when I want a color grouping, I just grab the whole box. Like these are all pink. I haven't made official labels yet. Maybe one of these days I'll get ambitious and make some pretty labels. All right. I bumped it, and I bumped it. That's what happens. We're okay. That turned out pretty. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna clean my hands a little bit. Y'all into the raffle. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Thank you so much, Lori, for your donation. Thank you, Lee, for saying thumbs up, y'all. Okay, so let's move the stencils out of the way. Oh, good, I have some other mop-up papers that I made earlier. I forgot that I made those. All right, so I've got a book page here, and I've got some strips, some scraps, some pieces. So the book page measures roughly 10 inches, and I think I cut it at 7 inches. I did that because I can put one of these journal portfolios, whatever you want to call it, as an insert inside of a larger journal. And you may have to finagle a pocket, but it will fit inside one of the bigger journals that I make anyway, which normally is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. So I thought what I would do is kind of show you my method. So for example, if you want to pay attention on how your journal cover is going to look, this will be your front, that will be the back. So for example, if I wanted this piece to be on the front, I would attach it in the corner there. And I've got this blue, that's kind of pretty. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, but I kind of like that. And what else do I have here? I have this long skinny piece. That's that ribbon rose stencil again. So what I will do sometimes is on my mixed media papers, I will trim off the blank area around the outside edge. Sometimes I will go ahead and cut it into smaller pieces. It just kind of depends on my mood. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, do I want to do something? I'm going to see if this was the same width. It is the same width. And then if I put this piece, oh, it fits. It's almost like a little puzzle. It may not be perfect, so I may have to finagle it some more. Maybe what I'll do is slide this down and put another strip in here. I wonder if this one's long enough. No, 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 no. That one might be. All right, so what I could do is I'll move this over, move this down, and then we'll slide this over, and then slide this over that way. It's, what is that? It's a, I can't remember the puzzle. Jenga? It's like Jenga. This is a digital copy of one of my gel prints, so I think it would be pretty up here in the corner. And what else? Oh, I've got this purple, and that will fit that corner. All right, so I'm just going to move my little basket out of the way. So this is my method, okay? Now, sometimes I'll spend some time before I get started, and like while I'm watching TV, I'll grab this basket and go around all the edges with Distress inks. Some of these I've used a couple of the pieces off of it, so I tossed them back in my basket. But you could spend the time just before you glue them down if you want. I think that looks good. All right, so we're basing this all off of getting this piece here and this piece below it. So what I like to do is move everything over, is I will glue down this piece first because everything's going to go around it. Now, it's basically creating a Frankenpage in a sense. Yes, yes. Jenga Master, which is, I believe it was Nick the Booksmith that kind of coined that term. So I called it collaged papers. This is what I called it back in the 90s. So she called it Frankenpages, and of course I wasn't that clever to have said that. All right, so I'm just kind of lining this up as best I can. Now, if you want yours torn and ragged edges, do that. I am just kind of, I don't know, I like the linear, making these little shapes on here because I like to be able to sew around them. So I'm just gonna, sometimes I'll put it in the glue and then move it over where I want it. Kind of get it lined up. And it's forgiving. You can pretty much move it around a little bit to where you want it. Okay, so then I've got this piece that's going to go over here. So I'm going to line it up with that side. And I'll cut all this off when I'm done. Yeah, like patchwork. Exactly. Like quilting. You know, just using all of your pieces, your scraps. Okay. And I'm using Aleene's Tacky Glue. I'm not putting very much glue on there. If your pages are buckling when you're using Aleene's Tacky Glue, you're using too much glue. Being a little bit heavy-handed, so just simmer down now and don't use as much, okay? All right, so then I'm going to put a little bit of glue in this area here. I'm going to look real fast, though. I thought I saw some smaller strips that I could use. Ah, like that one. Oh, it's not long enough. This one is. There we go. Instead of cutting this little piece up, using up these little pieces that I have already. Okay. So then I'm going to put this piece across here. So generally I kind of line this up so I know where to put my glue down. Okay. There you go. All right, so I'm going to dip it into the glue a little bit. Line it up the best I can. Now, in this case, since I had a little bit of a not straight edge, I'm just going to cover it up just a smidge, so that'll straighten that out a little bit. Okay, now this piece I'm going to put up here, So do I want to do it that way? I think so. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that one right up to the edge. Put this one below. Pardon me. So how is everybody? Y'all had a great week? You've been doing something creative? I have recorded several videos. I've got next Monday recorded. I edited that video and it's been uploaded. Now I've got to write the blog post. Hint, hint. And then I've done the February challenge. That will be clusters for February. So that video will come out January the 31st at midnight. So if you want to see that to be inspired, I hope you enjoy the video. And then I've got some more videos on page layouts, if you will, junk journal pages. And I have, I did a video on stamping items to use in your journals. And it was just going to be me stamping words and kind of playing with those words a little bit. And then I ended up making a set of journal cards. So that'll be coming out as soon as I get that video edited. I am taking my laptop. There's a couple of days that we're at sea, and instead of spending all my money in the casino, oh, I guess I glued another piece of paper in there. It was stuck. Okay, well, we'll just tear it out. Instead of spending all my time in the casino, I'll take my laptop and I will edit a video. And then when I get bored of that or tired of messing with it, I'll read a book. See you later, Connie. Thanks for stopping in. I hope it is a good visit that he has at the hospital. All right, so there is that page glued down. I'll go ahead and get my distress inks out and go around the edge. And then what I like to do is sew on it. Y'all ready for that? You ready for some sewing? Thank you, Giovanna, for the sewing lamb. All right, so what I'm going to do is go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch and basically go over each of the intersecting lines on the page. Put that aside for a moment. And I made some mop-up papers earlier. I think I want to use this one. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine and stitch, and then we'll come right back. All right. We're doing good, Heather. How are you doing? All right, let's do some sewing. So as I say, when you sew, I use regular thread, regular needle. I have black in my upper and black in the lower. That way, I like that look. If you're more of a vintage person, you may prefer to use brown or ivory thread. So it just kind of depends on what you prefer. And I do recommend that you use new thread, not thread that's been around for 20 or 30 years, because you'll be frustrated and mad, okay? Oh, thank you, Heather. You like my nails? I don't know if you can see the reflection. I make my own nails. I started over a year ago. I would just paint my nails with a gel polish. And I really wanted longer nails, but my nails are very brittle. They break, and have always done so, and will continue to do so until I die, I'm sure. Actually, when I'm dead, they'll probably grow nice and strong, right? Unless they get cremated, then they can't continue to grow. I know, morbid, right? So I started watching videos and reading blog posts and looking at photos to get inspiration on how to do my own nails. Well, I bought and I don't have the terminology, but they're full nails that you glue on. They're press-on nails is the concept. And so then I started learning how to put those on with the right type of glue so they would stay. And then I would file them and make them shorter and all that kind of stuff, and then paint them. And it took me forever, you know, just paint and then stick your hand in the light. And I was like, this is ridiculous. There should be a better way I can do this. So then I started watching tutorials on how these ladies take a set of nails and attach them to little holders. Then they decorate, paint, whatever, and make them the way they want. And then they use a temporary adhesive and they can stick them onto their nail and they can change them more often. So for example, if I didn't want these nails tomorrow, all I have to do is basically get up underneath there and pick it up. I need to take this phone call, y'all, so pardon me. This is Linda. How may I help you? Hello. Yes, you mean. Okay. Yes. Okay. Not a problem. Can I get that to you later? Because technically I'm doing a live stream right now and I'm not near the printer. I know you didn't know. So yep, I can email it to you later. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Sorry, I was having problems with our printer at work, and I've been working with the company. So we just stitched around that. Working with the company to get new ink sent to us, and they sent me some new ink, but it's the same batch number as the bad ink that we already had. So now I have two bad inks I can't use. Oh, it's been a nightmare. And I have to get things done tomorrow because we're leaving Wednesday for our vacation. All right, so I'm just gluing it to the back side of a mop-up page. So I'll use my bone folder to smooth that out. And I'll trim this paper and then we'll go back to the sewing machine. So anyhow, back to my nails. So I started learning how to do the nails. I could just, if I want to right now, I could pop one of these off and I can put a new adhesive down and stick another one on, and it doesn't damage my nails. The adhesive kind of reminds me of, you know, if you've gotten a credit card in the mail or a gift card in the mail and it's stuck to the piece of paper and it's kind of got this rubber booger, that's what I want to call it, on it. Well, it's a better product, but it's a product like that. It's really sticky and you hold it in place for like 30 seconds and then your nails will stay on. So I'm kind of flicking that. Now, I do notice that it isn't as secure as when I glue them to my nails, which is also damaging. So if I wanted to, say, pop a pill out of one of those blister packs, I have to kind of hold my fingernail this way and then push it because my whole nail will move. Or I use a fork to stab them. Henry makes fun of me when I go to make pills. So I've been making, I'll zoom in so y'all can see these, like you care, I know. Rubber booger. So I've been come on, I told you to zoom, computer, do it. I said do it, so do it now. And of course it's gonna flash out, but this set is red, and then I'm trying not to move it too much. I made little hearts on the thumbs, and that'll be my ring finger. And I found this pencil case, so I could put these all in here so I could take them on the cruise with me, and when I want to change out my nails, I just pop them off. I use rubbing alcohol on my nail and then stick them down. So this is the set. I made these a while back, and I actually wore them on the last cruise, and I was able to pop them off and save them, as long as I don't break them or lose one. And then I made this set last night while we were watching television. These are decals or stickers that are going there. Yeah, and just do her nails here. Yes, exactly. Oh, she's going back to doing it again? Oh, well, good. I knew she's done it. And then this one is nude color. I need to find a different shade because that's really too pink for me. I need it to be a lot lighter. And then, of course, y'all saw a couple last week. I think I was wearing these. And so I could pop them off. They got little rhinestones on them. And I can use them again. Oh, here we go. I'll be selling nails. No, I'm not going to be selling nails, okay? But this is the little adhesive tabs. Can you kind of see? There's a little outline. Hold my finger where you can maybe see it. And so you take one of those and you stick it on your nail and you rub it. And then it has a little plastic tab. You pull it off and then you stick your other nail. Only for you. Gotcha, Ashley. Gotcha. Well, I knew she did nails a long time ago. So she's going to do them for y'all. Well, that'll be fun. Maybe I'll have to come down for a weekend and bring my little supplies. Okay, so I stalled. See, that's what I did so that this was dry so we can stitch all the way around. So let's go back over here. Well, thank you so much. I'm having fun playing with the fingernails. Henry makes fun of me. And then he goes, well, you don't have a red set. You need a red set. I said, okay. So last night I made a red set and I made the black set. That's what I do while we're watching television. We've been watching, of all things, it's Albert Lynn, National Geographic's, and it is the Lost Cities, and what was the other? There was one about biblical events. That may not be the right title, but the concept was, did the flood of Noah's time actually happen? Is there evidence of a worldwide flood? And he doesn't necessarily prove that it was divine, that God caused it, but he does prove that there was a cataclysmic flood across the globe in different locations at the same time. So it was kind of neat to watch that. Yeah, red set can be Valentine's anniversary. See, our anniversary is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I think the 26th. Thank you, Jennifer. Hey, you know what? When I get back from vacation, you can come over and we'll sit down and make nails. Of course, that is if you've gotten moved into your new space. Well, I'm having fun, you know, decorating my own nails. I used to go to the nail salon when I was working full time. I had a little bit more income to do that, and they would cost me anywhere between $50 and $75 for them to do what I would call an acrylic nail set. And they would last me more than 2 weeks. Usually I could get 3 weeks. Sometimes if my nails didn't grow too fast, I could get 4 weeks out of them. But it gets expensive if you're going every 2 weeks, $50 a minimum pop. Well, for $100, I bought all these supplies, and I just showed you, what is that, 5 different sets that I have. And I have the ability to make lots more. You would love to do that? Okay, you should be finished by February the 15th. Awesome. Well, then we'll make a date. I'll send you a message and we'll say, let's do that. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. All right, so this will be the cover. We made mop-up papers at the beginning, and then I did the Frankenpage cover, and this is going to be my front because of the butterflies or dragonflies stencil. See, it's either or. You can choose whatever you want to call it. And I'll fold it in half and gently crease it and kind of use my bone folder. And then let's do some distress inks around that outside edge, and let's start decorating. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. All right, so I'm adding some distress inks. Okay, so that's going to be my front. I'm going to kind of put my glue on there so I can keep it up. Alrighty. This is my little pocket of digitals. And I've been using the unicorns. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those left. And I have 4, I think that's right, 1, 2, 3. I have 5 of these that we can make. So maybe that's what I'll do, is just kind of lay them out. See those? Make sure I got this right side up. There's nothing that is directional on those. Yes, there is. That butterfly in the corner. Okay, so these are the colors, and that's just because that's the color of papers that I had in my stash. So if you're more sepia tones, get those out. I found a set of red papers. I don't have any digital images to go on the red paper, but I'll show you a couple that I saw that I thought, you know, doing one in shades of pink would be really cool. And then this one's kind of gold and browns together, so I had those. And then I've got these reds. Look at this red. They're different bright reds, and I thought those would be fun to cut up and just use those shades of red, maybe add in black or gold or something like that. All right, so rambling on, rambling on. Hello, Shannon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what do we want to do here? I have some botanical images from Calico Collage. I'm trying to see what else I think would fit the theme of these. There's some with birds on them. I saw one. Okay. So I've got, for example, that one would be kind of pretty. We could do the unicorn, and I dropped one in the floor and I have to pick it up because it's a unicorn and I don't want it to get damaged. We could do the unicorn, get that to fold, put a mat behind it. And we've got this unicorn. I think it goes better on that one. Get it up a little bit higher so you can see. What else? I've got this one with pansies and a butterfly. And do we want to do another unicorn? Maybe one more unicorn. All right, so I think I've picked my images for the outsides here. What's kind of nice when you cut up these images down to this size, you can pretty much then know what to mat it with. Okay, so I'm looking at these papers, and I think that would make a good mat behind all of these. I think it's, maybe this one needs a different color. I think that one goes, I think that one, so maybe this one needs a different color. So we may do this shade of purple behind there. This is just some copy-weight paper that I had in my stash. For years, I used to make greeting cards, so I have a lot of different types of papers that I purchased over the years. Oh, she would love these. She'd love the unicorns. All right, so 2.5 inches. So if I make a 3-inch, oh, thank you, Jennifer, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I do a 3-inch strip, and this is not quite 3 3/4, so if I made it a 4 1/4 inch piece, then I get 2 of these. So I've got 1, and then this one will automatically fit 2. What do you think? All right, so then I'm going to do the same thing here, which was a 3-inch strip. Set that aside. Thank you, Ashley. You're so kind. Thank you so much for your donation. Like you need to donate to me. How's that with the purple behind there? You like it? And then this, what I can do is I can pair it with one in here. It's all ready to go. I usually grab a paper clip. I got a little box of them. I need to buy some more paper clips. And I just put it like that. That way when I go through these, I'm like, oh, well, I already have a mat for that one. Okay, so we need something for these. And do I want to use the same blue? Actually, I have a different color here. I have this color. And I kind of like that contrast. So let's use this one. So these are smaller images. They came out to 2 1/4. So if I go 2 3/4 inches, that gives me a nice little border. And they are 3 1/2 inches. So if I make this 4 inches, let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, 4 inches works. So there's one. And then I'm going to cut off a little sliver. And now I have this one. Okay, so I'm just building. This is kind of how I do things when I'm not, with y'all and I'm trying to build a bunch of different things. I'll kind of cut all the paper. You like the unicorns? Those are from Calico Collage. I'll kind of position everything where I want them, and then I'll add distress ink to everything, and then I'll sew all of them, and that way I kind of do it in stages. Now I have a new rubber stamp that's called Junk Journal. And so I made these little titles. So I'm trying to decide, do I put one on here? I think one down like, oops, not upside down. One there. Maybe put one up here. And maybe like that. What do you think? I just used some scraps of paper that I had and positioned them to where I could stamp them and then just cut those into pieces. All right, y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already. I just got a text message. Let me make sure. Okay. The tech support is asking me for the serial number, and I don't know the serial number. I have to go look at my photos of it, or I have to go actually look at the printer. I'm going to give another way something else here after we do our 200 junk bucks. So our winner of 200 junk bucks is Julie. Congratulations. You're just getting junk bucks left and right. You'll have to order some stuff. So this is a goodie pack. Let me see. I may want that one. I kind of like it. Yeah. I'm going to keep this one. All right. Goodie pack. I don't know what this is. Fussy cut images. All right. So Jennifer, the Mrs. Edmondson, gave me a bunch of little packets of stuff the last time I saw her that she said, oh, do whatever you want with these. Use them as giveaways. Use them for yourself. So this has a bunch of fussy cuts in it. It's pretty thick, but there's a lot of little goodies in there. So I'm passing those along. And then I just saw this set because I didn't notice it before, but it's all peacocks. And I've got a folder that I need to pull down. I think I see it. Look at all of these. I don't know where she got them. Are these a scrapbook kit, Jennifer? Oh, look at that. I love the pocket on the, so there's, okay, it's just one pocket. It looks optical illusion like there's two. It must be a kit that she had. This is so cute. So no one can have those. They're mine. Because I've got some peacock. You're not entering this one, Jennifer. You don't want them back. I've got this one's got dragonflies. Somewhere I have one that has peacocks, but I don't see it. Where is it? I do have these peacocks that were given to me. They're in the same little area. So this is like a 3D embellishment. It'll have to be squished to go in a journal. And then I have like a peacock image. I think this was given to me. Someone sent it to me. I've got, these were sent to me. These are from Robin. These are like iron-on or applique. Yeah, these are iron-on appliques that are peacocks. And then here's a dragonfly. Isn't that cool? Huge vase of feathers. I have one peacock feather in my bedroom. I kept it there. So I've just got all these little pieces that I thought would go for my own personal dragonfly and or peacock journals. I may make 2 journals. I may make 1. I don't know. But I'm going to put this peacock sticker in here so I can find it, and it'll squish it a little bit. There. So this is what I do. I collect items and I put them in little envelopes like this so I can find them when I'm ready. Whoa, I almost had a catastrophe. Almost got squished. Okay. Uh-oh. Why do supplies migrate? I understand. I do. When I'm sitting in my recliner, I'll have to say to Henry, could you go and pick up this when he gets out of his chair? And then I have to give him these directions of, okay, so sit down at my desk and look to your right, and on the shelf just below, that's where it'll be. You know, whatever the description is. I have to tell him all that. So I have to know where stuff is. Raffle. Big peacocks. All right, so I'm just adding some distress inks to the outside edges of these. And what I'll do next is we'll glue these together. Already did that one. Need to do this one. And then we will go to the sewing machine and stitch around that outside edge. I like making this style of a little folio by using book pages because it's relatively thin. If you're a person that likes it to have more substance to it, more heft, well then use a thick piece of cardstock. Maybe find some of those oversized postcards. I saw one a while ago. Because they're a good size that you could work with, making a smaller little folio if you want. All right, so let's glue these together and then we'll stitch them. Yeah, they're always best when they have coordinates. Okay. I'm trying to see. Yeah, you wait for your hubby when he gets out of his chair and say, hey, could you bring me? And he's like, well, usually Henry's like, what can I get you? He'll ask me before I ask him. And I have to watch if I want something and make sure he completes his task, because if I don't, he'll forget while he got up. Or he will do something like let the dogs outside, and he got up to get another cup of coffee, and he'll put his cup of coffee down so we can open the back door and help the dog outside because Oreo is blind. And then he'll come back in and start doing other stuff, and I'll say, your coffee cup is on the dining table. And he's like, thank you, because I would not have remembered. We didn't know that getting older meant You walk into a room, you go, crap, and that's not the word we say. What did I come in here for? Pardon me. Why is it so hot in here? Henry says this too. Why is it so hot in here? I said, you're just having PMS, dear. You're having hot flashes. Oh, dear. Where are my glasses? That's always Henry. Where are my glasses? I said, well, you know, if you would listen to me and put your glasses on one of those little lanyards with the string so that when you take it off, it's hanging around your neck, you would always know where your glasses are. He doesn't like me when I say that. He says rude things. Mutual memory support is very important. Guaranteed, Shannon, guaranteed. Oh, when he gets up instead of getting up myself. Well, Ashley, I get up and I will ask Henry if there's anything he needs. But there's times that I don't get up quickly or very often. All right, let's do some more sewing. That's funny. We're telling stories. You have to walk out of the room. That's not the word you say. No, it isn't, Jennifer. You know, I'm on YouTube, so I have to be, you know, correct and not say curse words. Oh dear. My favorite is SHI doo-doo. I said that to somebody a while back, and they were like, what did you just say? I said, SHI doo-doo. You know what I wanted to say. Oh, dear. All right, let's stitch it. I don't know if we're going to get all of these done today. You know, I'm just thought, well, if you don't start with a plan, how can you finish it? You got to know where you're starting. I think I already said next Monday I have a recorded video. Oh, I'm out of thread. It'll be right at, I don't know if it was 50 minutes. I'll have to look, but it's going to be at least an hour-ish. It'll be a live premiere that will show next Monday at 3:45 p.m. And what I'm going to do is, it is the first in the series of completing UFOs, completing unfinished objects. I know you have them. Those little projects that you started and for whatever reason you didn't complete them, you put it away, you moved on to something else. Well, it's time to get them out. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to start pulling different projects. The one for Monday is an accordion fold journal that I started last year and got interrupted where I didn't get it finished. It may have even before we went on our last cruise in August, I'm not sure. So I'm completing that on Monday's live premiere video. And then I've got a couple more that I want to do, so I've set them all aside. And my plan is try to bust out at least one of those a month that I can complete. Okay. You have a whole big collection of UFOs, Margie? Well, get them out, lady. Pick one. Maybe that's what we should do for a challenge for March. Post a picture before you start your UFO. And you can do it by take a picture, make the item, take a picture of it finished so that you can share both photos. Maybe that's what we should do in March. You too? You have lots, Janice? Well, maybe that's just it. I'm going to challenge y'all. I'm going to tell Robin now that in March, we're going to say the challenge is to find an unfinished object. It doesn't have to be a journal. It could be where you started to make some journal cards, but then you quit, you abandoned that project. It could be where you started making a bunch of pockets and you got bored, or you got called away to take out the dog or take a kid to something. So it didn't get done. So take a picture of it in its current state, then make the item and post a picture after it's made. So when I do my next UFO video, I'll make in the comments, this is what you're supposed to do. So I'll take a picture before I get started and then show you what it looks like in my video, how to put it together. I need to write this down. UFO, March. I need a pencil or a pen. I'm gonna get a pen. All right. UFOs. Let's circle that. I've got a list here to the side that I've been working on. Finish your project challenge. You like that? That's brilliant. Yeah, you have to find one that isn't a big project. Robin's making a note. All right, we sewed. We did some sewing. We're a sewing. All right, so let's look at, I think this went like that. This goes here. It doesn't really matter. All right. So now what I'm going to do is start gluing these down. Kind of slide them up, and we'll do one at a time. So we've got this one. Now, if you want to add more embellishments to them, feel free to do so, okay? February is clusters. February's is clusters. And if you want to add other things behind there, feel free to do so. You don't have to do so. I was just thinking, I don't think I brought any home. Henry saved some tissue paper for me, and I just had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I don't have any of that tissue. I'm looking. You know, that's just it. I get inspired, and I'm trying to remember, did I have that here? I think I have brand new tissue up in a box, and I don't really want to use that. Okay, so I'm going to try something different. Here's what I'm going to do. I've got this purple paper. I'm testing out a theory. I've got this mandala stamp, and I think what I'm going to do, it's a henna mandala. I think if you just type mandala, henna mandala, you'll find this rubber stamp. I made it when I did my Wild and Free kit. I do a lot in 2 hours, yeah. Yeah, lots of journal covers. Installing plank vinyl flooring count. Well, I'm going to have to specify that it is a junk journal related item. All right, so then I've got this piece. So here's what I'm going to do just quickly. So say you don't have a lot of doilies, but you have a mandala stamp. Now, if Beverly was here, Beverly would have this so tightly fussy cut that it will boggle your mind how she can get into all those little crevices. I'm just kind of making a loose little fussy cut all the way around. So I could see if I stamped this several times, and then while I'm watching television, not doing fingernails, I could do some fussy cutting and have a few of these ready to go. Now, if you don't like the bright purple, just stamp on some coffee dyed paper and you're going to get a really pretty effect as well. Okay, so we did that. Somebody's calling me again. Okay, sorry, I'm going to take this call. This is Linda. How may I help you? Yes. I'm good, sir. How are you? Okay, I'm not at the printer, so I'm going to write this down. Tomorrow morning. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Yes? Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, good. Well, then I'll call you in the morning. Thank you so very much. Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye. The owner of the company that made the printer that I use just called me, so I had to take that call. Okay, so you like this stamp? It is one of my favorite stamps. So what if I put this in the corner and then put that? Now I could do this. I could cut it in half and slide this over. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this and kind of cut it right down the middle. So I have it here. And let's do it up on this one. What do you think? I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to glue this down. Sorry that I had to take the phone call. The owner of the company called me to tell me what he could do to resolve my issue. So hopefully when I call him in the morning when I'm in front of my printer, it fixes my issue so I can move forward. Okay, I like that. What do you think? Yeah, you wish you could get service like that? Well, when you spend as much money as I have spent on this printer, you're going to get good service. And that's why I'm using this company. I need to post, there's a group a support group I'm in for this industry. And I need to post, hey, you know, I had problems. When I did, they fixed it. They're taking care of me. And that's why I'm glad I purchased from them, since they are located in the U.S., and they are able to help me. Oh, I forgot to put my tie on. Oh well. Well, we'll do it after the fact. Okay, so what do you think? Like that? Okay. Too late. Can you try? Oh, on the corner. Sorry, too late. I already... Well, I didn't want it on the corner because I'd already cut it. So you were saying up on the corner. And that's what I had was down here a minute ago, but I think I like it this way. Yeah, it just looked like a pretty doily, doesn't it? I mean, you can make your own. Lots and lots of them. You like the half Mandela look? Good. So there's something. I gave you an idea. I don't have a lot of doilies in my space. I use them in the subscription boxes, so I don't really keep any in here. I have a few great big ones. I don't think there's not one that was small that Robin gave me. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and continue on, just kind of gluing these down. I'm going to bring this one down lower. Last week, before I glued down my topper, that's what I'm going to call this, a topper, I put down a piece of ribbon. You like it? Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I put down a ribbon and then glued my embellishment over. I think I forgot to put glue under this piece. I did, because it's just hanging out there. All right. Try to put a little bit of glue on it. Okay. Smush it into place. Okay, so that's two covers. Pardon me. All right, so now I feel like we still need one of those mandalas again. So I'm going to get a different piece of paper. Let's do this color. And I'm going to stamp the same thing again. Try to turn it to where I can get a little spot, like so. Yeah, some of those are large, really big. And I think what I'm going to do is stamp another purple one for these. Inking up. I'm using archival ink, distress ink, jet black. I have this great big pad, and I buy the re-inker. Whenever I buy ink pads, I buy the re-inker because ink pads really will last you a long time. And instead of paying for a new pad over and over and over, you can get the re-inker for a fraction of the cost of what the pad would be and just refill it. And that re-inker will last you a long time. A lot longer than each ink pad if you bought it yourself. I'm singing. Robin's going to quick go over and do the mandalas for her. Oh, dear. We're just a cutting away, cutting away. Here we go, cutting away. Oh. I need to find me a good song. Maybe let's see what we got here. I'm listening to Pink. Right now she says, why you gotta be so mean? I don't think I want that one. That one's called Keep the Faith. I don't know what music I have on my phone. I'm testing it out because when we get on the ship, we don't have internet. And so I will listen to music on my phone through earbuds. Offline. So you have to be on airplane mode and no Wi-Fi and see if your music will play because I have it installed on my phone. And then of course by the end of the cruise I'm sick of these songs. I want something else. I'm pretty quick. All right, so that's going to be one. Let's go ahead and do another one. You'd love to be a sidekick. You say, here, you cut this out for me. Fold these. Cut 3-inch strips out of all of these. When I did a workshop not too long ago, Beverly, who's with Beeline Designs, she came, she said she just wanted to come hang out with us for a little while. So she sat next to me and I was fussy cutting stuff. She goes, you want me to do that for you? I said, if you want. So she sat and chatted and fussy cut items for me. I know others would have their mom or an aunt that like to do these types of things. And maybe they aren't really that crafty, but they enjoy cutting the paper. So they'll sit and cut paper for you. If you find one of those relatives, hang on to them. The next cruise we're going to Cozumel. Playa de Maya, I think Playa de Maya, I think. And then maybe a private island, but I think it's just Cozumel. What we're doing is actually 2 separate cruises, but we stay on the same ship in the same room. One cruise length is 4 days, and the other cruise length is 5 days. And on both cruises, it goes to Cozumel, which we enjoy. So we were okay with it going to the same port of call. The route, it's free. We actually are going for free, just so y'all know. We have to pay for the port fees, taxes, and for the tips, the gratuities on the ship. But the actual cruise itself was free. Why? Because we cruise so often and we lose in the casino, and so we just prepay for a cruise. That's what we call it. All right, so I think Julie wanted me to do off the corner. So what if I did like that? Is that what you want, Julie? You can let me know if you like that look. And I'm going to cut these in half. Yeah, so we enjoy it, you know. We've never completed a back-to-back cruise. We were going to do a back-to-back cruise in January of 22, and back then they would test if you have COVID. And believe it or not, I didn't feel sick, didn't show any symptoms, but I had COVID at the end of our first cruise, which was a week long. And so they kicked us off the ship, and I came home, and we didn't get to do the back-to-back cruise. So this will be our first time to do it. Oh, Creative Sheila, she got some junk box. Okay, I think I'm going to move that up here. I want to be able to see that butterfly silhouette just a little bit. So I'm going to glue this down first and then kind of position the other. Yeah, we get a discount for cruising a lot, Julie. We are what they call in the platinum tier with Carnival Cruise Lines. And after these cruises, the next cruise, which will be September, we move to the next tier, which is called Diamond. Okay, I think I'm going to put it like that. All right, now did Julie say yes? Okay, she likes this one in the corner. Okay. I was trying to make sure if she said yes. All right, I remember to put glue on the mandala portion. Okay, so now that'll go here. Okay, and we're going to put that one in the corner. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue on here and then try to decide how I want to position this. Maybe like that, so it's not too far to the edge. Now we'll put glue on the whole thing. We've been cruising since January of 1993. That was our very first cruise that we went on for our 1-year wedding anniversary because Henry won the cruise. We had to fly to Miami, and I can't remember if they paid for the airfare too or if it was just the cruise, but we had to fly to Miami. We got on a ship that was called the Fantasy with Carnival, and it went to the Bahamas. It was the worst experience and the most fun experience ever. So we waited a while before we went again. Took us a while, then we went ahead a couple years later and went again. And we went on a different cruise line a couple of times, which is no longer in business. And then we went back to Carnival, and we've gone a bunch now. Oh yeah, the pansies look like monkey faces. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like monkey faces. All right, let's not put that upside down. Maybe like that. Do we put it underneath? Because I don't think I want it down here. I think it looks better aesthetically if we put it right here. I'm going to leave it for a moment. You can tell me if that's what you like. Monkey faces. What else is going on? Oh, so the Albert Lynn National Geographic shows, they have been really quite interesting seeing lost cities. We watched the Maya series, so they showed us all of these crazy buildings that were made in the tops of mountains in Mexico that were unimpenetrable, not penetrable, not able to get in easily, fortresses. Of course, they did fall eventually, but it was hard to imagine anybody getting in because of the way these fortresses were built. Which makes you wonder, okay, what happened to the people that they left? Well, they were conquered. They were all put into slavery, or they died from disease. So just a smidge down. Maybe just a smidge. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Put this one right here. Teeny weeny smidge. Okay, so I think right about there. Because we see it below, we see it above. Okay, so now we got the covers done. Pardon me. So the covers are done. What I didn't do was put a way to tie them shut. So I'm thinking, I think I can get away with using my slot punch on here. My ID slot punch. It is 3 layers of paper. Let me see what happens if I go. And I do go a little bit in. So what I could do on the back side is attach a little shape. So what if, okay, I'm going to disconnect my sound because I just put up all of my punches. And I think what I do is grab a punch. And I don't want to rip the sound cord out. Because it's kind of decorative. And I think we could get away with using cardstock, and it could be the same color repeated because it's just on the inside. So I'm losing my shoe. Oh, I just realized I didn't have my mic all the way up, so hopefully you could hear all that. All right, so I got that punch out, and I don't know if I want, I got a purple cardstock. That would really stick out, wouldn't it? Maybe something a little bit softer. Well, that's pretty bright. What is this? Oh, that's, I got some pink. Let's do that pink. It's completely different. All right, you can still hear me. Yeah, I bought a new sound cord not too long ago, and I think it helps. Because when I was turning away from the camera, you couldn't hear what I said. So I've now got a lapel mic. All right, so I punched 5 of those. And while they're still whole, I'm going to add some distress inks to them because they're easier to hang on to that way. Love pink. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, so I'm just going around the edges. Now, if I was smart, I would have done this before I sewed that outside edge, and I could have sewn over this. What you could do is just stitch on it by itself and glue it into place. It kind of depends on if you like that look or not. All right, so I've pretty much done all of those. So now what I'm going to do, because I can't cut straight to save my life, pardon me, is I'm going to line this up on my cutter and lay that down, hold it in place. And my thought was I would glue this right here on the inside, in the front and the back, and then when I punch my hole through that, it's sturdier. so then I can use it to tie ribbon. Make sense? Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Veronica. Oh, yeah, use a stitches stamp. Yep, yep. All right, so I'm just going to lay all of those there because I need to put Distress ink on the raw edge. And that's what we'll do. We'll get out. I know I have the Shabby Stitches stamp set. Beverly's shop is on hiatus at the moment. I just realized, which way was I cutting these? Because they are a different size. Did I cut it this way? No, I was cutting it this way. Okay. Apparently I had all the others lined up the same direction, and then I got to the last two. Okay. Very groovy. You like that? All right, so then I'm just going to do this edge. The fun part of making items. Let's do the distressing dance. Do-da. Groovy and far out, man. Oh. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're looking forward to just getting away. You know, if I could just get my printer to work before we leave, that'll be amazing. All right, now I gotta find my Shabby Stitches. I've moved everything. Ah, found it. All right, so I'm gonna do the one that looks like a zigzag stitch. Zigzag stitch. And I need an acrylic block. Okay, so I got an acrylic block. And if I do this right, I should be able to line up maybe 3 of them at a time. I may turn it this way. And then ink this up and stamp it. So that when I put it over here, it looks like it was sewn over. Does that make sense? I get closer to the edge. Yeah, I had to re-ink mine too. It was kind of dry. Okay. Let's do it. All right, so we just got a couple more. Well, I'll do it like this. I'll do one and then I can do the other. All right, stamping away. There we go. Pardon me. All right, let's put this away so I can find it another day because I put it away. All right, go in here. That's where you go. I said that's where you go. Yeah, no, that's where you're supposed to go. Why are you fighting me? Don't fight me. Just do it. Just do it. I said. Oh my goodness, I'm turned around backwards, about to fall out of my chair. Okay. No, it's not going to be a tuck spot. Julie, where have you been, lady? Pay attention. So what I'm going to do is, this is 7 inches. So if I go to the 3.5 inch mark, that should be right there. This is going to be my reinforcement when I punch a hole for my ribbon to hold my journal shut. Okay. So I'm just going to glue these into place. And then we'll go and find some items to make pockets for our journals. Now do you get it? Yeah, another way to make a closure. So when I punch the hole through that, this will be stronger than it was with just the layers of paper, because I'm using cardstock here. And since it's the same piece of paper over and over, I don't have to worry about did I get them matched up. Okay. Okay, go like this. So boring, I know. But again, this is, you can do this. You can watch a video, a movie, whatever, and create. Yeah, for thin covers, exactly. Now, if it was a thick book cover that you recycled, then you wouldn't need this method. You would just punch your hole through that cover with like your crocodile, because I know this will go through plastic, but I'm not sure if it'll go through that thicker chipboard. I guess if you can get it through the hole and you have the strength to push that lever, then you can punch a hole through it just about. Probably not metal. Probably aluminum can, which is another thing you could use. If you had a aluminum soda can, you could cut a shape out of it and then punch a hole in it, and it could be a little closure. You can also use your alcohol inks to change the color of that aluminum can. I used to do a lot of aluminum can art. I would cut out hearts and other shapes. I even had dies, so I was die cutting some shapes, but most of them I hand cut. I would trace the image on the metal on the inside of the can rolled out flat, and then I would texturize them with my Sizzix tools, my texture plates. I would paint them with alcohol inks, and then I would stamp sayings and sentiments and mount them and put them in frames. Yeah, using the slot punch. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Using the slot punch. Yep. Okay. The crop dials goes through the thick board. Yep. Yeah, the crocodile will go through that thickness. Okay. So these are the beginnings. I'm going to let that glue dry before I start punching it. So I'll lay these all out. So I need 5 pocket ideas. And I think I'm going to kind of cheat. I saw some mixed media papers over here. I also have some printed digitals. So maybe, I don't know. Let me look at my printed. These were gel prints that I printed. So kind of looking what would be good for a pocket. See if I find one that pink is kind of pretty. Trying to find one that I like. Could use that one. I might be able, if I did 2-inch strips, and that's 8 inches, I get 1, 2, 3, 4 out of that one. Maybe that's what I'll do, is those 2. Just because they're bright and pretty. And then pockets don't need to be very deep. So math, if I were to do 8.5 divided by 5, okay, math, okay. 8.5 divided by 5 equals 1.7. So if I did a little over 1.5 inches, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue a book page to the back side of this just so that it's a little bit thicker. So I'm just getting one of my oversized book page, because this is just copy paper that I had on hand, and I don't remember when I printed this because this feels thinner than some of my other copy paper. I had a ream there for a while that was only 20 pound, but now I buy 24 and 32 pound copy paper. Can't get my words out. The closed captioning must have a blast when it's trying to do my live streams. Runs away from math. Okay. Smooth it out. I think I need a little bit more glue along here. And I think I need a little more glue along here. Okay. Pardon me. So, what I could do is if I made the pockets going this way, I know I could get enough. You know what? I think it would be okay if that text was going up and down. So that's what I'm going to do. Good night, Ada. Have a safe drive. Thanks for hanging out with us. You know, you can listen to us in the car. You just won't be able to reply. Don't be texting and driving. I know a couple of people listen to me on their way. Okay. I think because that is 11 inches, so if I did, all right, let's do math again. 11 divided by 5, so I could get at least 2 inches. So I could cut 2-inch strips. So that's what I'm going to do. Making do. 1, 2, 3 coming up. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. Yay. Couldn't listen without looking. You're like, what is she talking about? What's her deal? Well, right now I'm cutting up a gel print that I made into a digital download. I need to do some more gel printing. Oh, I didn't mean to put that away yet. And I think because my journals are 5 inches wide, if I cut this in half, directly in half, that would be 4¼ inches because it was 8½ inches tall. I don't think I can do that many layers at once, so I'm just going to kind of slide it up and then cut them apart. And you know what? I don't think I have to keep them in a particular order because it's not going to matter. And then quickly, we're going to go around the edges. That'll also give me time for the glue to dry so that I can go to the sewing machine. And I'll just sew a couple of them because I don't think you need to see me sew all set of these. I can sew them later. But if I get them all distressed, that'll work. You liking the ideas that I shared today? Yay to digitals. It's a digital so you can print more. Love all the colors too. Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you. Yeah, well, I can print another one. She's cutting it up. Yep, I can print another one. That's why I like taking my gel prints and scanning them into my computer, because then I can use them over and over again. And I don't have to, print them until I want it. I generally will kind of do sessions where I will make gel prints, scan them all in, and then that same time that I scan them all in, I will go ahead and print a bunch of them once I've got them edited, and I can make them printable files. And then I'll also go back and print some of my old gel prints, so I have a whole stack that I can bring home, because my printer is now at our shop. Aw, thank you, Lee. Thank you so very much. All right, let's do a couple of these. So I'm going to kind of break this up. We're going to sew on them. And basically the idea is I just want it to have the stitching all the way around. Now, if you don't have the sewing machine option, you could use the shabby stitches. Just make sure you re-ink your stamp pad so it has a nice juicy pad to get the rubber stamp to adhere well, the image anyway. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I think what we're going to do is look around for some papers to put on the inside of my journal, and we'll make, oh, I didn't mean to do that. We'll maybe make a couple of journal cards, at least for one. So at least finished one. And it won't take me very long to finish these others after the live stream. So I don't have to tell you each step that I'm doing. So I'm just going to set these over here for now and come back. You can scan my stencils that you created with a gel print or directed paper. You just can't sell them. Does that make sense? You can scan those in and print them to your heart content. You just cannot sell those digital images of my stencils. Okay. And that's going to be the case with anybody out there. All right, so which one do we want to do? Let's do this one. So I am going to glue these down inside the front cover here and the back cover. So we'll have pockets to put in some ephemera, journal cards, whatever. And these are 4 1/4 inches, so technically a 4-inch card should fit because I put glue right on that outside edge. If you want the full width of your pocket, remember to cut some 1-inch strips and then glue a 1/2 inch on the back side of here as a strip, and then you'll have this piece that you can fold over. If you don't know what I'm talking about, speak up in the chat and I'll show you one. Okay. If it's in the journal, it's part of the journal, but if you're selling a digital download of my stencil design, that is a no. If you make something with my stencil and sell it, that is okay. So if you wanted to make real gel prints and sell physical gel prints, you could, but you could not scan them and sell the digital download of it. Okay, so I got that. So this should be dry enough now. My concept was I would come in here and center and punch. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, so I could use ribbon or I could use fabric. Last week we used ribbon. I don't know if I have a strip already cut here, but I know I have ribbon. Here it is. So here's what I'm thinking. maybe they'll be a little long. So I'm going to go like this, get my fabric scissors, trim that. I want 2 of these. And in fact, while I'm doing it, I'm going to cut an extra so it's laying here on my desk for when I go to do the others. So I'm going to take this and poke it through the hole. And then I'm going to pull this through like so. Now, if you don't want this to come undone, you know, because sometimes ribbon will come undone, then grab your Fabri-Tac glue and then just kind of put a little dot right there and then pull that tight. I kind of smash it, and then that will be glued down so it doesn't move, okay? Do that one more time. I have a bunch of this ribbon because I used to make embellishments that I sold. I sold scrapbook embellishments for years. And so I would make tiny, tiny bows to put on these embellishments. And I bought this ribbon bulk. All right. So before I pull that all the way tight, I'll put a little dot of glue and then just pull that tight on here. And I'll kind of squeeze it with my fingers. No, but you can get that at you can get it on Amazon or an office supply store, Julie. That slot punch. Just look for ID slot punch on either what is that? We have Staples. So, but don't you have like a stationary office supply store that you can order from, Julie? So see how that looks? All right, so now I want to do some pages. Oh, the bucks. When you have 2,000 junk bucks collected, you can then redeem them for a $10 off coupon in my shop. Okay, pardon me for clearing my throat. I'm going to grab, do I like this one? I think I like that one. And we've got that one. So I need one more piece of paper of some kind. And I'm kind of thinking, I have this gel print that I could cut smaller. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that this page, I cut it to be just slightly smaller than my cover. Okay? Now, you can write over the top of this if you want. You could attach another piece of paper. You could attach photos or pockets. I'm going to leave it blank at this point in time. What I want to do next is cut this piece to be slightly smaller than that piece, okay? So, looking on here, I know that this piece is roughly 6 3/4. I'm thinking of going down to 5 1/2. And then this would be 4 1/2, so that would be 9 inches. So if I do this, and if I fold it, and then I can trim this piece off. It's just my logic of putting it together. Okay, so now we've got this layered effect, okay? And then I got this piece, which I'm pretty confident. What if I go to... That one is not as wide. so what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to cut this at, let's see, let's do 4¼ inches. And then this is 8 inches. That was, so I think I'm going to cut off just a smidge. And I don't know why I didn't do it this way, it's so much easier. If I just line it up there and then fold that over, and then I'll just cut off that little piece. Okay, like so. Okay, so let's add some distress inks to these so they'll have a little bit more of a defined edge. And then this was a digital copy of a gel print, so I'm just going to add some distress ink to the back. Okay, a little bit on this one. Yeah, there you go. Do that place and type in ID slot punch. I mean, I could show you the Amazon link, but I think it costs you too much for shipping. I understand, Lee. That's why you're supposed to write these things down so you can go look when you're done. Don't get distracted now. You got to stay on focus here. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to open this one up and fold it back on itself and add some distress ink right down the spine. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. Just hold your horses. We're going to go back to the sewing machine in a minute. So, sewing lamb. Okay. And we're going to stack these pages because I want it to go this way. And one right there. And then this one's going to go right there. And this is going to go in my cover. So what I'll do is kind of make sure I've got it situated top to bottom. And then nest it. I'm putting a couple of paper clips on. And we're going to go to the sewing machine. And I'm going to do a straight stitch a couple of times down the middle. Your horses got loose. Woo! All right, here we go. Here we go. It's a slot. This is how it looks. So it can go, depends on which way you do it, but it's only got so far in as far as the mouth is concerned, okay? We'll save that for later. Let's go here. So I'm just setting it up for a straight stitch, and I'm going to stitch right down this line. You don't have to back stitch if you don't want to. Sometimes I do. I'm not going to stitch the whole thing because I don't want it to perforate the paper. So I'm just going to come down and do a couple more stitches. And then I'll do the last one down here. Okay, let's go back over here. Always rewards. Okay, so I'm going to take off the paper clips. And then you can see the stitches. You can see the stitches, and I'm okay with the wads. If you want those to be on the inside, then just sew from this side. Oh, I guess not. I've lost my raffle thing. No. Is it time to do that now? Okay. So there's the journal. Pretty simple. You can add more pages if you want. If it's just a simple one. So let's make a couple of journal box. I get it. She's poking me now. All right. So I think we're almost done. So I'm going to do one more raffle. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I will give away, I don't want to. Which one do I want to keep? Which one do I like better? Okay, I'm keeping this one. So we're going to do a raffle here. All right, so we're going to give away these little goodies. And that winner is Robin! You won the goodies. The fussy cut images. That's because she had to have them. You know, she kept poking me and nudging me. Honk, honk, beep, beep. Yay, Robin. Yay, that doesn't cost me shipping. Oh, dear. Okay, so let's reset and go like this. And I'm going to give away one folio journal. How's that? This will be our last raffle. Everybody is welcome to join. I've got these 3 that I completed last week, and I'll show them to you at the end here as soon as we make some journal cards to go in these guys. So, what do I want to do for journal cards? What color did I use on the front? Oh, that's the same color. We could make a journal card out of that to put in the pocket. And I've got another piece of this, but let's see if I've got one that's a different color. Ooh, how about this blue? If I were to take a piece of that and cover a card, pardon me. Ah, here we go. I've got one of these oversized postcards here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is glue this. Oh, look at there, it's the same width. So I'm just going to glue that whole piece onto this oversized postcard, political postcard. I keep these, so you know, tell your neighbors to save those political postcards, those thicker oversized postcards, because they make great foundations for journal cards or mini journals. I've made a few mini journals using them. All right, so I'm going to put this right here. Okay, smooth it out. It just worked out that this one they made out of 11-inch paper. So I'm going to cut this off. Now you could fold it over, but I want to put a different paper on the back side that we can use for writing. Oh my goodness, that's too much, Julie, not for me. Okay, digitals. These are some of Norella's digitals. I think I like that one. I said, Norella, why don't you make some graph paper? Because I don't want to go buy a bunch of graph paper that I know I'm going to cut up for journals. And I don't want to take the time to buy the graph paper and then coffee dye it. I said, why don't you make a digital? And she did, and I like it. So I'm sharing it with y'all to go get her graph paper digitals. Maybe that's another one she could put in a book, is some of these background papers. So you can just rip the page out. but I like it because it's so handy to have. Okay, so let's cut this off. All right, so I know that my pockets are roughly 4 inches, but to make sure that it fits, I'm going to go to 3 1/4 inches and cut my paper. And I should get 3 pretty good size. This one's going to be smaller, so it's 3 1/2, so that's pretty good. And I think what I want to do next is put some distress inks around it and go to the sewing machine. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Crazy cost. Might be the one for leatherworking, yeah. ID slot punch. The letter I, the letter D, slot punch. Robin, I do have a link for the ID slot punch. I think it's in the products. If you want to share that, and that way you could go to Amazon, even though you're not going to buy it there, you can go there and read the actual description of it, and then use that information to do your search. And right now, Calico Claw's got 30% off her digitals. Okay. Go over here. All right, so we're going to go to the sewing machine, and we're going to do some stitches. Hi, Hercules. What's up? I know, it's that time, isn't it? It's time for me to get off the live stream. Okay, thank you so much, Robin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to stitch on this real fast. I already set it back to my zigzag stitch. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. I hope that you've been inspired to create. Get out those mixed media papers that I know you have. I know you've made some. Or other papers that you might have. You could even use scrapbook papers. You know, just because I did mine with my mixed media papers, you don't have to follow me exactly. Grab some papers that you like that kind of coordinate well together and cut them into smaller pieces and make your own little Franken page mixed media looking folio journals. Pardon me. My Benadryl must have wore off. My allergies are already starting back up again. I did get some Mucinex, Jennifer, and that cleared me up last week, so thank you for saying that. I'm not going to do all of them right now since we're running out of time, but I'll do those. Yeah. Hercules! He just walked around. He left. He's probably like, come on, Mom, get off. It's time. All right, so we got these two. And let me find my fussy cuts. Oh, I may use some of these, so let's see. Do I have one in here? Nah, not really. Okay. Ah! I guess I could. Well, no, he's too. If I cut him out, I could put him on something, but he matchy's too much. Matchy too much. I've got my story, And I've got, oh, I like this one with the butterflies. And maybe I can get a little book page. Maybe some music. Let me see what I have music-wise. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Music. Here's one. Just happen to have a little bit of music here. I think I'm going to cut off the edge. And I save those edges. I'll use them to stamp words or phrases. Okay. And one more. All right, I'm thinking that maybe I could get away with a strip, although that doesn't really show a whole lot. What if we did a strip coming down this side? So I'm going to do a 1.5 inch strip. And then whatever this length is, I'm folding it in half and I'm going to cut it. Okay. So now I've got this piece. Once I add some distress inks to it, we've got a little collage going on. How's that? And I'm thinking maybe a dragonfly. So let's add some distress inks to this and we'll glue it together and we'll be done here in just a moment. Matchy, matchy too much. I like to do matchy, matchy a lot too. So I try to break that up every once in a while and throw a different color in there. In fact, I think we need maybe a little bit of something, maybe pink. Well, I've got this pink. If we put a word on here, I have a couple of dragonflies, but I don't know that they go. No, because that's got the... Nope, 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 nope. Not going to do it. Not going to work. Not going to work. Let me see what I have with my little words. Believe in your... That's your story. Believe in yourself. Oh, I've got a new stamp set that'll come out tomorrow. That is the... Be extraordinary, be who you're meant to be. I don't remember what the other words. How about this? I was going to do a little sliver of pink behind there, but what I could do is I've got the picked raspberry, and I need my pink. That looks pinkish. So, if I grab a scrap of paper, that made it pink adjacent. Distress it. How's that? That back up here, this over there. I need to hurry up. Henry's like, what is your deal, woman? Well, you know, I get chatty. Okay. Who you're meant to be. Be who you're meant to be. That would be a good one too. Okay. I need to put some walnut stain around the sentiments and then glue those down. Okay. How's that? Make it up for when I couldn't be on. There you go. It's the same amount of time. It's just all in one day. Okay, how's that? Hey, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. I got some pink and some pink. How's that? Maybe I'll cut it in half. I like that. Just kind of a little pink sliver. That's what it needed. Okay, Henry's home. I hear his dog whining. Okay. I'm almost there. All right, so get in the raffle right now if you want a chance to win this folio. I'm going to show you 3 of them that I made last week. Okay, put this aside, put this over there, put this over there, put this over here. Where is this one? Okay. Oh, I didn't make this journal card, but maybe I'll do it later. But you get the gist of it. So that one will fit in there. And then this one will fit in there. And then this ties shut. So what do you think? Using the mixed media pages, did some stamping and layering, did some stencils mop-up pages. So we have a few pages that you can write or add things to, and journal cards. Like it? And then this was the other covers that I showed putting together today. All right, now here are the 3 little journals. So one's a unicorn and we have 2 flowers. So I'm going to number them 1, 2, and 3, and they're all basically the same concept on the inside. They have a pocket. That one I happened to put a saying on. I decorated the corner a little bit. I've got some scrapbook paper. This was a mop-up page. This was a dyed paper that I made. And then it's got one of Norella's journal cards that I think she made for me. I think it's part of the Artful kit. And then this one has a different flower on the front. And this one has an index card that I colored. I dyed it with some tattered angels. This was a sticker on a piece of cardstock that I just thought I'd put in there. Little card I made a while back. This is a digital mixed media paper, mop-up page, dyed paper. And then it had a little tag from Calico Collage. Then I made that tag. And then the unicorn has a journal card that I made last week with a gel print in the background and some fabric. Has a dragonfly here. This is one of the Amarillo Rose, scrapbook paper, mop-up paper, dyed paper. And then I made this little journal card with a gel print digital in the background, one of Norella's fussy cut flowers, rubber stamped image. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready to call your name out. Tell me if you want 1, 2, or 3. Get in the raffle right now. Thank you so very much, Veronica. Thank you. Okay, I'm giving it another second. Thank you, Leah. Thank you so much. All right. Unicorn, Shannon says. All right. She's named it. All right. The winner is... I'm making sure everybody's in. Everybody's checking their junk books. Okay. The winner is Veronica! Congratulations! You won! Which one do you want? And then I need your mailing address. So go over to my website at lindaisrael.com and create a user account. And then message me with your mailing address. And I'll get this shipped out to you. I don't know if I'll get it done tomorrow. Maybe when I get back. You won! Congratulations! Whoop, whoop! Pick a folio. Which one do you want? 1, 2, or 3? Pardon me. Congratulations. All right. Well, I see. Next week, there'll be a live premiere video. I've also got a tutorial coming out on January the 31st. Did you say 1, 2, or 3? Okay, pick number 2. Okay, good. Number 2. So this one. All right. Thank you, Veronica. So be on the lookout for my YouTube tutorial videos. I will see you all in the chat next week if I have internet. I don't know if I'll have internet on Monday. All right, perfect. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I hope you were inspired to create, do something fun, do something creative, get in your stash, prepare to complete some unfinished objects for March. So you can be planning it now. You could be going through your room and like, well, this one I could probably get done in a couple of hours, so maybe that's the one I'll do. It's not a challenge to have the biggest pile or the biggest or the most prettiest or take the ugliest pile to make it the prettiest, whatever. No, it's just using what you have set aside already, a project you started but you haven't finished, then you need to finish, okay? So pick something fun. Alrighty, everybody, I'm going to get off here. You have an amazing week. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Thank you for your support, your kindness, your thumbs up, and sharing this video with others. Hey, if you will, after this video is over, come back and leave a comment. What was your favorite part? All right, everybody, have an amazing week. We'll see you in the chat next week if I have internet. Lots of love to each and every one of you. Bye-bye.